At the beginning of the year, in January, I felt a bit lost and, to be honest, a little rejected. I saw several YouTube channels that started around the same time as ours and grew quickly, with some reaching 100,000 subscribers. I also found a channel that in just 3 months got more views per video and more subscribers than us. At the same time, our channel felt like it was stuck. On that moment, YouTube didn't seem to be showing our videos to anyone new, and the few people who did watch don't seem to stay for long. That means we didn't reaching new audiences, and without growth in views or subscribers, it was hard not to feel discouraged. That's where also the feelings of rejection and self-doubt crept in at that time. I found myself wondering, are our videos just boring? Is it my voice? Maybe it's because we barely talk to the camera. Honestly, talking to the camera has always been difficult for me because I don't feel confident about my English. Sometimes I even wondered if it was the name of our channel. Is it not good enough? Or maybe our filming or editing just isn't up to standard. That are the kinds of questions that keep circling in my head. Making these kinds of videos is so much more work than you might think. It's not just about simply filming what you do. You want to tell a story, so you have to plan ahead and think about what you want to capture. And after that, there's the time-consuming process of editing. Of course, we create these videos largely for ourselves, as a sort of diary, to look back on later and see where our adventure began and where it will eventually lead. But still, it's nice to know that people are watching. It makes me feel like I've spent my precious time in a meaningful way. I still wonder, why does this matter so much to me? Why do I need to feel like my time is well spent? Maybe it's not just about YouTube. Maybe it goes deeper than that. But the truth is, that feeling of rejection isn't new to me. It's something I've carried with me for most of my life. On the 17th of this month, I've turned 38. It's just a number, you might think, but this year it feels strange. I've now lived longer than my dad did. He passed away at 37, and that's a thought that I just can't shake. When my dad was 37, he made the decision to end his life. For him, it may have felt like a relief, but for us, his family, it was devastating. My brother and I were left behind without a father, and my mother without her husband. It's impossible to put into words how much that changed everything for us. I think a lot of my feelings of rejection come from there. In my eyes, my dad rejected me. He rejected my love for him, and he rejected the love he could have shown me. That wound never fully healed. Since then, I found it hard to open myself up, to allow myself to be loved, or to give love freely, even to the people I care about the most. And the hardest of all has been learning to love myself. After he died, I became a very insecure person. I've been afraid of rejection for as long as I can remember. My self-confidence has always been incredibly low. Sometimes I even find it difficult to connect with others. I'm constantly worrying, what will people think of me? Will they even like me? Will they want to talk to me? Because of that, I end up saying yes to far too many things just because I wanted to be liked. Building real friendships is even harder. True, deep friendships require you to open yourself up fully, and that's terrifying for me. In the past, I've tried to let people in, But I've been rejected after doing so, and that pain made me close myself off even more. After a while, you start to think, why even bother? It feels easier to just avoid trying to make new friendships altogether. Living in France has given me a confident excuse. I tell myself it's because of the language barrier. But the truth is, I'm just scared to be vulnerable, even with the people closest to me. Sometimes I even struggle to show love to my own husband and children. And this fear doesn't just affect my relationships, it seeps into the rest of my daily life. I hesitate to take risks, to put myself out there. I often make plans, but then I don't follow through because I'm scared of what others might think. I start projects but don't finish them because I worry that they won't be good enough. But who am I trying to please? The truth is, it doesn't matter what others think. What matters the most is that I like it, that it makes me happy. I know this, but putting it into practice is another story. Even small decisions can feel overwhelming for me. I avoid committing to things because I'm afraid of failure. What if I don't like it? What if I have to admit it didn't work? Then I'll feel like I failed again in the eyes of others. But despite all of this, there has been progress. 3 years ago, if you had told me I start a YouTube channel, I would have laughed in your face. Filming myself and putting it out there for the whole world to judge? No way. The idea of exposing myself to criticism was terrifying. And yet, here am I doing exactly that. I started this channel for a reason. I wanted to show my children that it's okay to step out of your comfort zone, that it's okay to feel vulnerable. But I also did it for myself, to document where this adventure began and how far we've come. Still, in difficult times, I fall back into self-doubt. Like now, when the views are low and the growth feels non-existent, I find myself wondering, am I even interesting enough? It's silly, isn't it? I'm a grown woman of 38 and yet I let these thoughts take over. But this year I want to embrace a new mindset. I am enough, just as I am. I deserve to be loved and I am capable of giving love. Most importantly, I deserve to love myself. This is where I am now, a little lost, a little unsure, but learning. It's also a learning process for me to show this mindset to my own children this year. My daughter Fleur is a very talented gymnast, but she also struggles with low self-confidence. So it's a good reminder for me to show her that she can overcome obstacles by believing she's good enough just the way she is, and that comparing herself to others isn't necessary. I've already noticed that since I started changing my mindset and stopped comparing myself to others so often, a lot has changed. The growth I thought was gone on YouTube has returned, and we're excited to get back to it, to make videos for you, especially after we spent almost the entire month of January and February not doing much. First because of sick kids, and then because we got sick ourselves.
uit te zien. Serum.